everybody was attacking Biden. That's really how you could, how you could put it. Everybody was going after him, and really, he was expecting it. In his opening statements, he said he was expecting some, in his words, engagement. Yeah, he got a lot of engagement. He took attacks from Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Kirsten Gillibrand, all of them just trying to take his spot as frontrunner. After a testy exchange last debate, we were definitely expecting some tense moments between frontrunner Joe Biden and California Senator Kamala Harris. And we got it. Early on, they clashed over health care.
Anytime someone tells you you're going to get something good in 10 years, you should wonder why it takes 10 years.
And in 2019 in America, for a Democrat to be running for president with a plan that does not cover everyone, I think is without excuse.
And it wasn't just Harris. Here was New Jersey Senator Cory Booker on the attack.
You invoke President Obama more than anybody in this campaign. You can't do it when it's convenient and then dodge it when it's not.
For the entire 8 years he was mayor, there was nothing done to deal with the police department that was corrupt.
There's a saying in my community, you're dipping into the Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor. You need to come to the city of Newark and see the reforms that we put in place.
New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand jumped in as well, criticizing Biden for a 1981 op-ed.
What did you mean when you said, when a woman works outside the home, it's resulting in, quote, the deterioration of family?
You came to Syracuse University with me and said it was wonderful. I'm passionate about the concern, making sure women are treated equally. I don't know what's happened except that you're now running for president.
So I understand, Mr. Vice President.
One theme that brought these candidates together, though, was a widespread opposition to President Trump.
First of all, the president is a racist. We can no longer allow a white nationalist to be in the White House.
The president's racist rhetoric should be enough grounds for everybody in this country to vote him out of office.
Candidates making their last pitches for the presidency. For many of them, this might be their last time on the debate stage. Qualifications for the next debate are a whole lot more stringent. All right, so now I'm with my good friend Larry Miller. They were feisty yesterday.
They were feisty. It was, I appreciate seeing it.
Well, I think of the first debate where it was really quiet and everybody was being tame and polite. This time, not so much. Social media noticed it. They were reacting to a bunch of what they heard out there. First off, I want to talk to you about Andrew Yang. He went for a joke in his opening statements. Take a listen.
We need to do the opposite of much of what we're doing right now, and the opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian man who likes masks.
Yeah, that line got a lot of attention online. A lot of people
it went over
commenting
pretty well, too.
Yeah, it did. And supposedly a lot of people are searching his name on Twitter. Still showing up about 2% below. So
well, he's got to do something. I mean, because he is certainly, I would say, out of all the candidates, probably one of the lesser known. So
right. You're seeing on your screen this tweet here, one user writing, one of the greatest opening statements of all time. But like we said, still under 2%. So he's got a long way to go. Maybe this is what he needs to get some attention.
Potentially.
Okay, we've got another contender for the quote of the night. This one comes from Kirsten Gillibrand. Take a listen to what she says she's going to do if she wins.
The first thing that I'm going to do when I'm president is I'm going to Clorox the Oval Office.
Now this one, unbelievably, no tweet from Clorox yet. They are missing out on a perfect opportunity to get out there, send some sort of reaction. People were like, someone needs to wake up that social media manager like ASAP. The tweet.
You know, we've actually had an opportunity to get things from Clorox. We were talking about, this is when, years ago, when people were sick in the newsroom, we were talking about using Clorox to clean up the newsroom. They actually sent us stuff.
They sent you some, so they've got social media. Where are you, Clorox? Also, how mad is Lysol right now that she didn't say Lysol?
I know. You know who also had, I thought, a relatively good night? Joe Biden, Kamala Harris as well. Those two had a really good night.
They did. They were the front runners. They didn't screw up, and that was, that was the biggest risk. Just don't screw up, and you're still front runners.
Yeah, the next debate in September. Of course, we'll all be watching. Evan, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you as usual.
In particular, Biden was the target. A lot of people coming after him. After all, he is the front runner with more than 30% when you look at the polling data. So clearly this is something that Biden and his campaign expected. In fact, his opening statements, he said he was expecting some, in his words, engagement. And yeah, he got a lot of engagement. He took attacks from Kamala Harris, Cory Booker. All right, so I'm joined now by my good friend Larry Miller to talk about that. A lot of mudslinging.
It was, but we really knew that it was, Joe Biden had to play this differently than he did the last debate because he took a lot of heat for being unprepared and unresponsive in many cases, and Kamala Harris had to continue on with her momentum.
Biden said he was going to be less polite, and I think he did respond, but that being said, he had a lot more attacks than last time as well.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some of the big moments that are getting attention online that are trending this morning. First off, I want to talk a little bit about a flub in the closing arguments by Joe Biden. He was doing what sounded like directing people to his website when he said this.
If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight. Thank you very much.
So this had some people thinking, so is he running in 3030?
I was like, 30330.
Yeah, it created confusion for some.
Yeah.
For others, it was like, okay, so I guess he's planning to be live for another, what is that, 110 years or so? Yeah,
1,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, 1,000. Thank you. Early in the morning. I want to show one tweet from somebody here saying, listen, I think it is ageist to say someone is too old to run for office. But someone needs to tell Joe Biden that running for president in 3030, yeah, that's just not going to work.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into another contender for quote of the night. This one comes from Kirsten Gillibrand, talking about what she plans to do if she wins the race.
The first thing that I'm going to do when I'm president is I'm going to Clorox the Oval Office. The second thing I'm going to do
She's planning to go get the Clorox. And we were talking about this an hour ago. How in the world is Clorox not tweeted yet?
Yeah, we have yet to hear from them. You know, they are, in terms of like their social media game, they tend to be a little slow in the responses, the direct tweets at them.
Maybe they're trying to be apolitical. They don't want to get involved.
Maybe so. That probably would be the smart thing to do.
Or maybe Lysol should chime in. That's what we're waiting on. I was reading some tweets of people saying like Lysol must be so mad right now that they didn't get the mention.
All right, we will see how it all works out. Thank you so much, Evan.
All right, Larry.
6:07 is your time.